Let me just start off by saying I have a soft corner for Microsoft Surface computing devices, be it the Surface Laptop, the Surface Book, or the Surface Pro. There's just something about the clean and unadulterated Windows experience that these offer. This is something that most other laptops really cannot match. The latest addition to this lineup is the Surface Go. Incidentally, this is the smallest one of them all, which makes it ideal as a tablet if you need one of those, and you simply attach a keyboard to it and it becomes a laptop for you on the go. It's not just the portability, but this one really impresses in literally every aspect.
Let us take a look at the headline specifications first. This has a 10-inch touchscreen, a detachable keyboard cover, weighs around 520 grams and runs Windows 10 Home. You can get the Surface Go in two variants, one with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and the other with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. In terms of the design, you will know that this is a Surface computing device from a mile away. The brushed metal finish, the straightish spines and the Microsoft logo at the back mean that this retains the same design inspiration as its siblings. You might not really be too enthused by the integrated kickstand, but believe me when I say this, it is priceless. The fact that the Surface Go has something to lean on means Microsoft has been able to make a keyboard that is incredibly comfortable to use. The Surface Go's 10-inch display is very comfortable as long as you get used to the screen size. Now that is something which is subjective. As a tablet, it is brilliant. As a laptop, you may take some time getting used to the smaller real estate, if you're shifting from a 13-inch laptop that is. That said, this is a very good screen to work with. Be it for working on documents, web browsing, a bit of video streaming, or simply for reading as you go along, this Pixel Sense display doesn't really come up short in any usage scenario. It is bright, colors are restrained, and viewing angles are good too, with some reflections, but that would not be a deal breaker.
The Microsoft Surface Go comes at rather interesting price points. For 38,000 rupees, you get the variant with 4GB of RAM and 64GB storage, quite adequate for most users. If you want a little more power, you can go for the 49,000 rupee version, give or take a few, for the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage option. Now add another 8,000 to it for a smart keyboard, and what you get is a very competent laptop.
Under the hood is a new Intel Pentium Gold processor. You get this with 4GB or 8GB of RAM. This runs Windows 10 Home, which means you get the full-fledged Windows experience as well. No dabbling around with the mobile OS masquerading as a computing platform then. And it is this sort of consistency that a lot of users would appreciate. Performance is good too. The Surface Go will not do gaming, but then it doesn't really need to. Multiple Chrome tabs, many apps running simultaneously, and the Surface Go just keeps chugging along without any issues. Battery life is the proverbial cherry on the cake. You will be able to get close to 7 hours of battery time with moderate to heavy use. However, if you're really careful with display brightness, keeping unnecessary apps closed, and just being frugal about things, this touches the 9-hour mark. You can pretty much leave the charger at home and head to work.
If you're in the market for a hybrid computing device, you're probably spoiled for choice. There's the Apple iPad lineup, which starts at 28,000 rupees, and you add a keyboard to it and you have a computing device ready. Then there's the very competent Samsung Galaxy Tab S5e, which we reviewed recently. This is priced upwards of 35,000 rupees. And this does very well for an Android-based computing device. But if what you need is a pure, unadulterated Windows 10 experience, look no further than the Microsoft Surface Go. This extremely lovable tablet becomes a laptop in a jiffy, and vice versa.